This is Lawrence D. Adams, and we are live today. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. Thank you for joining us today. Let's get it going. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know in the chat room. We are working on some new production. Quality is about to go up, so you definitely want to make sure that you can hear me today. Let me know if you can hear me clearly today. And you can put it number one in the chat room. Working on some new production, some new things that I'm working on behind the scenes to get this stream to another level. What you're going to see is going to be completely different. You're going to see production done right. We are making some transitions even now as I'm talking. I got boxes everywhere. You can't see it, but today we're talking about manifestation in the game. I just want to make sure I get started with this. Let me get my production. I'm trying to get some things set up now. I'm still unboxing some things and getting things together, but I want to make sure I speak to you guys. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know in the chat room. Put it number one. If you're coming in, let me know if you can hear me loud and clear in the chat room, as I'm in a process of setting something completely up different. I'm in the midst of completely changing up my studio, hopefully, and I feel like somebody else, but I ain't gonna say we're doing this on the fly. But I want to make sure I talk to you, and I definitely get the message over to you on what we're doing. If you can hear me loud and clear, let me know in the chat room. I'm gonna do this right here, and let's see what happens. We can do it. Let's see if we can do it. Boom. Oh, let's do this. Let's see if you can hear me loud and clear right quick. And it didn't work. Okay, here we go. Boom. And here we go. We should be able to do this. So you should be able to hear me loud and clear, because I'm in the process of changing the whole production quality and how we do things. So what you're seeing now is what I'm working on. I got to get the lights together, but we are in the midst of upgrading everything. And this is part of manifestation. So I'm talking about manifestation in the game today. And I know I'm holding the camera and it looked like, wait, what is he doing? But I want you to get this today. So today we're talking about manifestation in the game, manifestation in the game, manifestation in the game. And so I've been thinking about this, and I know it's supposed to be Women's Wednesday. And we supposed to be talking to the women about manifestation in the game. And yesterday, we had somebody come in. They didn't know what we do here. I always define what we do here in the thinking class, and that we are not for everyone. Plain and simple. I know you might think we for everyone, but we are not for everyone. This is not a setup for everyone. This is designed for people who are at a certain place in their life where they heard the beginning steps, and you must have the beginning steps, but you're ready to make that transition into the next level of what you want to do. So when I talk about manifestation, I want to be very clear, and I'm repeating myself for those who heard this already. I'm talking about manifestation taken from within and bringing it without. And I'm going to say this one saying again. You're always manifesting who you are. Let me say that again. You're always manifesting who you are on some level. You're always manifesting who you are on some level. Whether you like it or not, you are manifesting who you are on some level. When you begin to change who you are on the inside, or how you see yourself, then you begin to have a new level of manifestation showing up in your life. If you then also too, with this manifestation, how you see others is how they're going to be manifested in your life. Let me say that again. How you see others, how you perceive others, how you take people in and view them is how they are going to react or respond in your life. So if you believe, and I'm saying this for these YouTubians, if you believe that women ain't no good, they out for the streets, and that they are the worst thing since sliced bread, you shouldn't deal with them, you shouldn't bother with them. It is your perception that has now become your reality. What's going on, son of? What's going on? What's going on, son of Goham? It is your perception that is ripping you up of your reality. Your perception of how you see the people around you are coming back to you. Let me say that again. Manifesting in the game. I want you to really get this. How you perceive someone else, good, bad, or indifferent, is going to be shown in how people respond to you. If you believe that your boss is nothing but a sugar honey iced tea pile, he will be a sugar honey iced tea. If you believe that your child just can't get right, somehow he will become a self-fulfilled prophecy to you. Let me say that again. They will become a self-fulfilled prophecy to you. Do you know, and I might as well go here, and I'm getting there. You can now become a predictor of what people are in your life. You can become a predictor of what people are in your life by how you perceive them, how you not only perceive, but how you feel about them. But you saying, what you saying, LDA? I'm saying this. So what you saying? But I feel that something ain't right about them. That may be true, or it may not be true. It's all in how you perceive that feeling about them. And this is manifesting in the game. Now you become a predictor of what people are in your life. So when you're in this manifesting in the game, now you become the controller or the master who can now dictate. Now, let me use that. Who can now create in such a way that everything around them works in divine harmony. That anytime that there's anything out of harmony, you know that you have the ability not to use witchcraft, not to go and try to manipulate people to do something, but you change your perception of people. Hence, that's what we're talking about today. Your goal in manifestation is not to manipulate people. Your goal in manifestation is not to use some kind of witchcraft. Your goal in manifestation is not for you to try to get people to do something that you want them to do. Let me get that completely straight. That's not your goal. Your goal is not for that to happen. If you think you want to do that, your goal is to get people to do certain things and say certain things and be a certain way, you have completely missed this whole manifesting thing. You completely missed this whole manifesting. How can I say it? You missed it completely. Oh, I want to get them. I want to do them like this. That's not your goal. If you think you want to do that, you have completely missed the mark. If you think that you want to go and I want to control what people say and what they do. No, the only controlling factor that you need to have is you. You must be the controlling factor. And you say, why I got the camera like this? Because sometimes you gotta talk to people where they at. And I'm gonna hold the camera right. You gotta talk. You cannot go around thinking that you're gonna control somebody. Thank you, Sigma. That's a violation. Your goal is for you to manifest the best version of them. So let me give some example of how this works, because we're talking on Women's Wednesday. So what we need to do is this. Say in the confines of a relationship or in the relationship, which instead of seeing that woman, let me talk to the men first, as a broke down, disgusted, she ain't no good, she trying to take me, you need to change your perception of her and what you feel about her. Now, she has her own free will. That's a whole nother situation right there. We talk about free will. I'm not going to go into it because people want to debate about it. And this ain't that stream. Whether they're going to stay or leave. So you can so change your perception of say that woman or that man, that they either line up with it or they exit because they can't keep up with how you treat them. What do we always say? Treat people how you want to be treated, or kill them with kindness. But it all starts with your ability to use your God-given imagination and see someone in a different light. To see who? Someone in a different light. How are you really seeing those around you? Now let's get to the ladies. How are you really, when you say that there is a shortage of men, there's some validity to that, and then there isn't some validity to that. It's a shortage of men that you want, could be, but they're even in that statement, we got to dig down a little bit further. But if you perceive that there is an abundance of men who clearly, and you're lining up to there, because I don't want nobody getting to the woo-woo land and mama say mama sabo makusa land. If you get clearly in your mind, ladies, that there is men that want you and you want them clearly, and you match that, why shouldn't it show up in your life? We've been too inundated with bad news. Therefore, we keep manifesting bad news. We're being inundated. Yes, we put out the stats. We put out the facts. We put out what the statistics say. And I'm all for that. But there's a time and place for that where it needs to line up. What do I really want compared to the facts, the statistics? Now, if you know, let's be realistic here, because you cannot violate you can't violate one law to please another law. Because I think this is what people get mixed up in this whole manifesting game. Well, I believe if you know you broke, busted, and disgusted, brother, it's no way you talk about you going to manifest a woman who makes six figures. Flip that around, LDA. If you know that you need to lose some weight, sister, but you want to attract a high value man, don't be talking about you trying to attract or manifest a high value man in your life. Let's keep it real to the white meat. Stop all that pretending and you in the delusional about this. The one law does not supersede the other law. Female nature, male nature, and the law and manifestation in the game do not come into conflict. I'm sorry. I know y'all wanted to come into conflict. I know you want the law of manifestation to supersede the law of female nature and the law of male nature. Sorry. It don't work like that. I know you want it to happen. If you, brother, ain't got your stuff together, how you talking about you manifesting a champion? You're only going to manifest who you are at the level that you are. Plain and simple. Don't be, see, we put too much of our expectation instead of the reality of what it is. If you, lady, know that some things you got to, I'm not against anybody have kids, I got kids and whatever the case may be, but your kids running your life. Don't you talk about you manifest a man to come in here to take that. Boy, it is quiet in the chat room today. Bing bong, quiet today. Don't talk about you manifesting that. Oh, I'm manifesting a man who gonna come in here. He woo. You doing a Mama Sabo Masala Makusa, you confessing, you're affirming, you in faith, you do it. Wait a minute. You need to work on you and who you're going to manifest. Does the consumer of who you are match up to what you're going to manifest? Let's put it that way. Does the consumer of the product that you are giving, does that match up to what you want to manifest? Y'all quiet in the chat room. Quiet, quiet, quiet in the chat room. Quiet in the chat room. I want to emphasize that, because I think that's where a lot of people get this whole manifestation thing all jacked up. I mean, really jacked up. They get it really jacked up because they believe that they can manifest just anything and not be anything. Ooh, LDAs, these the there we go. Let's get what she said. Hey, LDA and chat, it's easy to feel like men are slim pickings because the guys you attack are in a relationship, single, immature, and not right. You're only going to manifest who you are. You're going to only manifest who you are. I wish I could tell you it would be something different, but it's not something different. Why do I keep harping on this? Because I see a lot of people who talk about they want to manifest their favorite thing and this and that, but they ain't those things. They're not those things. Let me move this out the way. And I know this look unprofessional, but it is what it is right now because I'm working on something. That's better. So you're not going to manifest that. Not going to do it. But I want you to get this today. I want you to get this. And all this manifestation, let me give some practicality to it. Let me get some practicality, because I think I can harp on that for days and talk about that. But let's get some practicality to it, and let's be real. Let's be completely real about this. How do I get in the state to get what I want to manifest that is in line with who I am to manifest? Let me give you this one thing to start you off for today. The one thing that you can do, let me get my watch because I don't have my watch. The one thing that you can do, and I'm going to reach out what you said. One of the things that you can do is you got to look at what you want to manifest it and think, do I believe I can really have what I'm saying I'm going to manifest? You can't say you want $10,000 and you can't even believe for $1,000. I'm just saying, you can't say that. Can't say that. And some of these good men are with trash women who used to use them because these men think they can change these women. Don't get into a relation with a person you think needs to be changed. Correct. Facts, LDA. Thank you. Key, Michelle, what's going on, Key? That is to align with who I am. Stop. Let me make, because I got to emphasize this. Don't be, man, because I see so much stuff on YouTube and I talk to a lot of people. And they may not say manifestation. I'm believing God for a mate. I'm believing God going to send me somebody. I'm believing God's going to do this and he's going to do that. But is it who you really are? Sister, don't talk about you believing for a man if you don't even know how to keep a man. Whoa. That's facts. Believe you deserve what you're looking for. Let me say this again. You can believe and you can manifest and you can use all the techniques that I'm going to share this week and next week. You can use all the techniques. Don't be talking about you want to manifest a man and you end up manifesting the man of your dreams. Oh my God. Oh my God. You get on Facebook and get on Instagram and you post, I'm in love. I found a man. He's everything. Yay. And then you cannot keep what you manifested. I'm going to give my own self some claps. You cannot keep what you have manifested. Whoa, people are on board with the belief until the inner chatter kicks in and derails them. Let me say something. You can go through the whole process of manifesting everything that you want. I'm you, and you end up getting it. You end up getting it. But you have something in you that doesn't line up complete, or your fear of it doesn't line up, and you end up losing it because it was never you. I got to say that. I got to say that. I got this. Let me do my. I'm learning how to do this. When I learn how to get this match, I'm gonna do this transition. But I got to say that. You could be manifesting your dream, your car, whatever. But if you have fear and if you don't line up with it, you will lose it. You will lose it. You will lose it. You will completely lose it. LDA, what do you mean? That can't be true. No, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I give a story. There's a man, and I'm sort of, because I know the man, he had believed for, let's say, I'm going to use something else. He had believed for this particular truck. So he went, seen the truck, he got in line, he went, when he woke up in the morning, he seen himself in the truck. He in the night when he went to sleep, he seen himself in the truck. He seen himself driving the truck. He was like, yeah, this truck is mine. He ended up, circumstance have it, he did everything right with the manifestation, and it came out of nowhere. He got the money to go get this particular truck that he wanted. So he ended up getting the truck. And all of a sudden, while he's driving the truck, this happens. He gets into an accident and end up crashing the truck. What the? And I try to change the story because of some situations, whatever. End up crashing the truck. I said, man, here I am manifest this truck. I ain't got this truck. And now, and the first words he want to blame, God, why'd you take this truck? Why you allow the devil to take the truck from me? Then when he thought about the laws, manifestation, the laws of how this worked, he realized on some level he believed that he didn't deserve the truck. And what he did was he created unconsciously a plan for it to exit out of his life. Because he didn't believe that he believed to the point where he can manifest it in his life, but he didn't have the next step was believing or manifesting to maintain it in his life. Two different things. You can believe, you can manifest to the point where you show up in your life, but you need to manifest so that you deserve it belongs in your life. That it belongs in your life. See, when I got my car, I was a little shaky. I was a little nervous. It's getting crazy. I'm like, man, this is a lot of money. This and that. This is a luxury car. I ain't never had no luxury car before. And what if this and insurance and this and that? Everything was going through my mind. The chatter, like Sigmund was saying, was click, 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 click. So I got it. But what I had to settle inside of me is that I can manifest this car. The money will be there. But I had to go to the next step. It says, this car belongs to me. This car belongs to me, and I can, in my manifestation, maintain this car. If anybody have seen me in my car or by my car, the first thing they say is this: LDA, Lawrence, whatever you want to call me, Larry, Barry, Jerry, LP, all my LDA. I got a lot of nicknames. Man, that's you. That car, when I seen it, that's you. That right there, that's you. I don't know what you did, but that car is you. Because the car isn't me. I am the car is me. So I believe to the point of getting it, but I also manifested to the point of deserving it. So what does this have to do with relationships? Simply, ladies and gentlemen, let me talk to the ladies because it is Women's Wednesday. You can manifest the right man in your life. And I'm saying and repeating again, he is everything, cookies and cream. He's sending you roses, he's doing all this, and you loving him. But secretly, your insecurities will cause your manifestation to walk away. Your fears will cause him to leave your life. And then you will say it was the devil or it was God, it was a statistic. No, sister, it was you. And until you didn't know how to maintain what you believe for. You didn't know how to maintain what you believed for. You no. And I'm saying something, and then I want you to get this. If this is resonating with you, put a number 2 in the chat room. Because I don't want to be just talking just to be talking. Put a number 2 in the chat room. Put a number 2 in the chat room. If this is resonating with you, put a number 2 in the chat room. I really want you to really get what I'm saying right now. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that, Sigmund. Because these are the pitfalls people have when it comes to manifestation. These are the pitfall people have when it comes to manifestation. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, these are the pitfalls people have when it comes to manifestation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. These are the pitfalls that people have when it comes to manifestation. Let me give a little shout out to Jono. Thank you so much. I know he's probably come in or going to clouds, whatever. Appreciate Jono. Dude, we are upgrading the production, so I want to emphasize again. So you see me doing these transitions, it's definitely because of me and Jono, we've been working on behind the scenes. I didn't go to bed at 2 o'clock last night. Working and figuring something out, downloading this and making these things. It's going. My goal is to bring the quality of what we do to the next level. So I'm glad that it's resonating with you. So LDA, you told us all these things about how to manifest. You gave us examples. We hear you. We want to manifest. What are some practical ways on how we can manifest? Now, I gave some homework last week, and only one person turned in their homework. As soon as the broadcast ended, they manifested that drink. Yesterday, they showed a picture where they found a dime. What's going on? What's going on, Gail and Nike? Shout out to you. Only one person. So I want to emphasize this about manifesting in the game, especially for the ladies. This is not no magic pill. What's going on, Joe Black? This is not no magic pill. This is not something that's going to cause you to, oh, you 5 foot, now you're going to turn to 6 foot tall. No. What I'm giving you today and all this week and maybe next and also next week about manifesting the game is this: showing how to take your power back and to have what you desire, want in your life. And for the ladies, there's a lot of women I know who want to have a good man, who want not to have a son husband, let me emphasize that, but to have a good man in their life. But on some level, your fears, like I said in Job, what Job said, what you greatly feared about men has showed up. Is stopping you from manifesting, or you've been manifesting your very fears that you have about men. But let me emphasize this to women. Begin to work on being what you want to attract. I know I do. Oh, you know you do. All right now, I ain't mad about that. Come on. Let me emphasize this because this is so important. And it's like I repeated from earlier, but I gotta say this. Work on being. What does being? Being what you want to attract. This does not mean you being a man. to attract a man. This is where people get mixed up at. And on and on and on cycle goes. Right. Let me say this again. This does not, so you say, I want to attract a man. That means now you become a man. No, sisters. And you know, brothers, this doesn't mean that I want to attract a woman so you become a woman. No. And no, that's not it. Don't you come over here with that sugar honey iced tea. No, I am not saying that. What I am saying is this. You become the best version of yourself, and you would attract not the opposite, but the equivalent of who you. Now, the equivalent, I mean, not your, I don't want to get, emphasize what I'm about to say because people will get this twisted. The polar opposite of who you are. If you are a female, you're going to want to attract the polar opposite of the masculine, of the feminine of who you are. If you are a male, you want to attract the polar opposite of the female of who you are. The yin and the yang of who you are. See, a lot of people don't want to talk about that. So if you are broke down, disgusted, wigs on the side, makeup looking like the scarecrow, you looking like the Joker in the movie Batman, don't get mad if you keep attracting and keep having jokers show up in your life. Just plain and simple. But if you're completely honest in the mirror called life about who you are and where you at and what you need to work on, and deal with your fears and your insecurities. I mean, honestly, ladies and gentlemen, there is no reason why you cannot attract who you are. If you want a man who is kind and loving and understanding, practical side of this, you must be that to yourself. Are you kind, loving, tender to your own self? And I know everybody gonna say, well, I'm like that. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. No, you. That's the biggest lie most people say. Well, I'm that already. No, you ain't. No, you are not. I gotta emphasize that. Because anytime when you put people to task, you say, well, I'm already that already. I already love myself. No, you don't. Stop, like my grandfather says, stop the press. Stop the press. Stop it. You are not that. Let's be honest. Come out of fairy tale Disney, it's a small world after all. Come out of that. Get out of the Three Musketeers and the 12 Dwarves. Come out of it. You are not that. See, some people need to be brought into reality of who they are so they can really manifest what they really want. So they can stop manifesting who they really are. I'm just saying, too many people are delusional when it comes to who they're. Thank you. Stop the cap. That goes to men and women. You have to know who you are before you seek a relationship. Then you will know you will and will not take, and judge each person as case by case, not as a group because of the few who have hurt you. Correct. Thank you so much. Stop the cap. Let me emphasize this when it comes to manifestation. Because I hear a lot of people, I'm manifesting my boo-boo. Okay, great. But are you really looking in the mirror? Are you looking in the mirror of who you really are? We all got some issues, some things that we just don't like, but do you really love you? Are you really comfortable being by yourself? Can you be kind to you? Can you be understanding to yourself? See, a lot of times the reason why you can't be comfortable with someone else and you don't have any understanding with somebody else, why you just want to dog everybody else out, is because you do it to your own self. So you end up manifesting your own self. You end up manifesting who you are, plain and simple. So one of the things I'm talking about, I want to emphasize, especially begin to love yourself. Begin to care for yourself. Begin to do the upkeep. Begin to emotionally deal with the things inside of you so that you can manifest the best version of you. I know people don't like some people, I don't care what they say about the Bible. I don't care. It said in Genesis, the beginning, Adam and Eve were actually one when God created them. They were one. He created them, Adam, male and female. He created them as one. And then he took Eve out of Adam. So all Eve is a reflection of who Adam was. So if you're looking for your good thing, your sugar, your fine thing, look in the mirror. Look directly in the mirror. Stop looking around the corner. Stop going to the nearest mall. Stop. Look in the mirror first. You will only find you in other people. They just, I don't like the way he walk. If you're critical of everything about a man, most likely we'll pull the page back and we'll see you're critical about yourself. If you're critical about everything about a woman, I don't like the way her booty look. She walks stank. Why is she always doing this? Most likely we'll trace it back. You're very critical about yourself. I'm not saying that you cannot critique someone, but if you're overly critical, you're going to cause the cycle where your world will only see criticism of everything around you because you're critical about you. Hence, you're only going to manifest yourself. Not your mother, not your sister. You're going to manifest your beliefs, your perceptions, and who you are on the subconscious level. That's just the way it, like I said, that's just the way it is. Because I hear a lot of people super critical of the opposite sex, but still they want to have sex and they want to be with the other sex. All men, all these men cheat. I don't know why. These all they do is cheat. I can't stand them. They just cheaters. Ooh, I can't stand a cheater. If he come around me and he start cheating, I ain't gonna be able to deal with no cheater because I ain't gonna deal. On some level, and I said this years ago, and I say it again, and I stand by it because it's just law. On some level, if you keep attracting cheaters, on some level, you are cheating on yourself. Ding bong. Let's read this. Let me view my transition to because I'm learning how to do that. I'm going to get this down when I get this master, baby. So let's read this. Many may be a little off topic, but still want to know your thoughts. How do you know you're forgiving a person if you're thinking of what they did, if it pissed you off over and over again? I got an answer for that. We'll answer that. The thirst, the thirst is just a stream, just as extreme as the baggage. Right. The thirst is just as extreme as the nagging. Correct. So let me answer this question because it's a very good question. It's actually on topic. If you you've forgiven a person for what they did, and you keep thinking about it and it pisses you off again, this is what's happening. And I said this yesterday, but I'm glad I want to repeat it again today. You have not. First thing you got to do is rewrite what took place. Rewrite what took place. 1 second. You have to rewrite what took place. You can forgive the person, but what happens is you have not emotionally forgave the person. You have not took the sting of what took place out of the situation. And so every time you think about it, the emotions of it recreates it in your mind. And there it takes you on the cycle of repeating it again and again. And truly, you have not forgiven that person. So you end up repeating the cycle over and over again. So what do you do to resolve this? You have to resolve your feelings about the situation and the person. What do you mean? When you think about the person, you need to think about them in LOVE. But they did this, LOVE. I gave the example last week. In the book of John, it says that God is love and love is God. So when you sing God, you actually sing love. So what you need to do is send love to that person until you resolve, that this thing does not have an emotional tie to me anymore. I am not bothered by it. They can show up and do the Dougie in front of me. Guess what? I ain't bothered by it because now you're emotionally dead to it. You're done with it. It's like this. So you got an ex and you ain't over them and they show up, you get that kind of, you get that little feeling inside. I wonder, for men, you're like, I wonder, can I get the kiss again? You ain't over that person because you have not dealt with the emotion of that person. You can't outsmart, right? Go through their pain. You can't outsmart forgiveness. So forgiveness is, yes, the thought, but now you need to do with the emotion of it. So when you see that person, you're like, okay, whatever. Hey, how you doing? You got nothing but love for him. Even the situation, you take the sting out of it. You ever get stung by a bee? Like, my God, and it hurts. And what you got to do is you got to go, let me do this. You have to go and take the stinger out of it. That's what you have to do with your emotions. You got to take the stinger of the emotions out of what has been paining you so that you can heal. So when the bee stings you right here, what you have to do is you get the bee, you get rid of the bee. That's the situation. But you still get the stinger or the emotion that's there. You got to get the emotion out of it and take it out of your what? Out of your life. Did I do that right? Okay. I did. I switched to the wrong one. I'm still learning how to do this. So that's what you have to do. So when that person shows up in your life or they come back around, you're like, but let me give you the master key. If you want to know a master key to this, and I think Sigma already knows it, but I'm going to say you want to know this master key, even if it's blood related, I'm going to give you the master key to this. If you want to know the master key, put a 4 in the chat room. I'm going to give this master key to this. It's a blood relative who messed over his sibling kids while they were young. Me being one of them, I didn't give him that much thought. Only when I want to self-evaluate my forgiveness. Let me give you a master key. If you want a master key to this, I think Sigma knows what it is. Let me give you a master key to this. Yes, let me get another 4, and I'm going to tell you the master key to this. I think Jonathan W. knows the master key to this one. Situation that took place to you, beautiful animated. Let me give you a master key. And I said it last week, but I'm going to give it again because you weren't here, and I think it's good. Okay, here's the master key. Here's the master key. You must forgive yourself first. You cannot manifest forgiveness for others. Let me do it like a guru would do it. You cannot manifest forgiveness for others until you manifest forgiveness for yourself. You cannot manifest forgiveness to anyone until you learn how to manifest forgiveness for yourself. What does that mean, LDA? You have to forgive yourself for the situation, even if you were not the perpetrator of the situation. You have to forgive yourself for how you felt about the situation so that you can forgive the situation. Let me do this. Let me switch to my other camera. So you have to forgive yourself how you feel about the situation. You have to let go of how you felt about the situation. So what you do is, and let's say we're not going to give a simple situation. I forgive myself for how I feel about what took place. Yeah, I forgive myself. I forgive me. I forgive myself for being there, for participating. I forgive myself for, yes, I was angry about the situation. I forgive myself. It's okay. It's okay to be angry, but I forgive myself for being angry. I forgive myself for wanting to beat the living daylights out of him when I could have, and I could have shot him with my 9mm. I forgive myself. I forgive myself for not feeling like I was empowered to do anything about the situation. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. I forgive myself for wanting to run away when the situation happened. I forgive myself. I forgive myself for not telling my parents about what took place or telling the other parent about what took place. Oh, I forgive myself that my one parent didn't believe me, but the one did. I forgive myself. Woo, I don't know how we got the difficult part is which we're never taught how to have grace to your past self, owning others. LDA is right. If you don't resolve the mistakes intrinsically, it doesn't mean much to forgive others. Correct. Thank you so much. I forgive myself for hiding when I seen a situation happen and not fighting, not fighting back. I forgive myself. Royce, was good to see you. Good to see you. I forgive myself for not running to go get help for when it took place. I forgive myself for how it played out and how it affected everyone else. I forgive myself for holding on these many years for what took place, and I'm just now telling someone. I forgive myself for playing the victim and allowing this situation to take power over me. Let me say that one again. I forgive myself for allowing myself to play the victim in this situation and not allowing my power to stand back up. I forgive myself on all levels. When you go through the thing of forgiving yourself, you have strength to forgive everything around you. I have no issue for not telling my parents because I was protecting my dad from going to prison, right? But the thing is, you got to forgive. It's not about the outside right now. Take your eyes off of what the actual situation. Dad, mom, sister, brother, cousin, this and this and that. It starts in you. Remember, the world is only the reflection of who you are. This is manifestation. So if you're able to forgive yourself on the deep level, and I'm no psychologist, I am no therapist, go get professional help. I can't do all that. I'm giving you some practical tools that you can use to get you to the next level, to be the best version of who you are. But you have to forgive yourself. No, you may not. You may not blame yourself, whatever the case may be, but you got to forgive yourself for holding on to the feelings of being pissed off. Ding dong. You have to forgive yourself for still being pissed off about what took place in your life. You have to forgive. You got to say, I forgive myself for being pissed off about this and about this person. You have to forgive yourself. I know what. Every time that thought come up, that situation come up, you know what? And you like, you turn into a pit bull. I forgive myself for allowing this situation, this thing to happen. I don't know what it is, none of my business. And you shouldn't share it on here. Whatever took place, for me getting emotionally charged. You have to forgive yourself for when you think about it, you want to turn up. When you go to sleep and you have a dream about it, you up there fighting it. You want to, because you got to forgive yourself every time you want to get pissed off about it and about who it is. What took place? Once you resolve you being pissed off, you want to be bothered about it. You want to, ain't nobody scared about it, and resolve it inside of you. You can resolve it in the world around you because you have poured in forgiveness inside of you. Now you have forgiveness to pour out to someone else. The problem is not forgiving the other people. The problem is always rooted in your inability to forgive yourself and the things that took place to yourself. That's where the real rubber meets the road. That's where these YouTubians and these Facebookians and Instagramians and all these people talk about they have never forgiven the woman who hurt them. They have never forgiven their mother for what they did to them. They're never forgiven their sister, their brother, their cousin. They never forgiven what took place and why the relationship that they had with other people was jacked up, because they never forgiven themselves. I'm talking to someone today. Fear Soul has a good testimony with you last year regarding his family last year, regarding forgiving yourselves and your feelings. That was powerful. That applies perfectly. Yes. When Fear Soul forgave himself, when Fear Soul began to forgive himself for what was going on with his dad and his mother of his child and things that were going on, that gave him strength to forgive others. Until you have forgiveness on the inside towards you, you will not have forgiveness towards others on the outside of you. I don't care what they say. I don't care how you pretend. Let me give you what the Bible say. Whether you believe in the Bible is just the principle. When the devil tried to come against Jesus says the devil has nothing in me. He can't, what? That's how you need to be. So when the devil tried to come against Jesus, and he's about that life, he said, yo, look, player, he told his disciples, they're doing all these things to you, Jesus. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Jesus said, yo, players, check this out. The devil has nothing in me. And what he was saying, the devil can't even touch me. I am not even moved by him. The only power he has is what that I give him. Hence, the same way you need to be. You got to be in a place where you forgive yourself to such a degree. There ain't nobody outside of you, around the corner, back around where you used to live at, can say anything and it move you. You are in an emotionally free place. Because what happens is, take this out. When you are forgiven, you can manifest forgiveness. When you can forgive yourself, your ability to manifest forgiveness It's so easy. It's like automatic. The problem is this. Let me dig a little deeper. Many people, me included, don't want to let it go. We want that person to pay. We want them to hurt like we hurt. We want them to deal with it the way that we want to deal with it. Instead of letting that person go and allowing life to kick them in the pants like they should have. That's what really holds us up. That's why you don't want to forgive. You don't want to, like, you feel like if you forgive, you're giving your power away. Man, I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. You're like, I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. If I forgive them, it's like they just did this to me. The most powerful thing you can do is forgive yourself and then forgive them, and you become free. See, when you don't forgive, this is what happened. It's like taking a knife and stabbing you and them at the same time. When you don't forgive them completely and it stops and you're still pissing you off and you get angry, you are actually stabbing them and you at the same time. You are stabbing you at the same time. So you keep manifesting that in your life. Now let me go a little bit further with this, because we're manifestation, because this is manifesting. When you don't forgive the situation, that person can move off the scene and you end up manifesting the same situation until you get the lesson that you need to forgive yourself. So this happened over here. This person did this, and you forgive the person, you say, but you ain't forgive how it still pissed you off. That situation goes way over here, and you end up inadvertently attracting the same situation again in your life where you have to forgive yourself for what this person has did. You say, wait a minute, this sort of look the same, because the lessons for you to forgive you. Woo, wait, this is true. For every day. Drawing too much motivation from the possibility vagueness, and not from the resolution. Come on. Yeah. Please understand what I'm saying to you. This is manifestation. This is where the rubber meets the road. I'm glad you came here, beautiful animated. If you don't forgive yourself for this situation, you're going to repeat it in someone else. You think like they say, you jump out of the frying pan into the skillet. You say, why do I keep it dry in all these skillet kind of relationships? Because you never forgive yourself for the relationship that you were in that was the frying pan. Hello, holla at me. When you have peace within, you can also release out others that need to go as well. But yeah, right. But that's what we're talking about. You have to forgive you. Let me help somebody, because somebody gonna want to need to hear this. Well, the question was birthed from me saying I forgive you for emotionally not feeling the light of forgiveness. But yeah, I'm loving what I'm hearing today. Totally makes sense. I forgive you for emotionally not feeling the light of forgetting. Right. So that's when you gotta, if it's hard to forgive that person or that situation, check yourself. What the Ice Cube said, check yourself before you wreck yourself. You gotta go in within, because you're going to constantly manifest. See, this is what happens is you're constantly going to manifest that feeling. Feelings. All in all, it's feelings. You're going to manifest those feelings until you forgive yourself for feeling that way. Not the person, yourself. Right. So you don't feel the lightness of it. Check yourself. And what happens is this. Please let me say this. Let me say this. Let me say this. Don't expect this to happen overnight, because you've been holding on for unforgiveness for you in that situation for a long time. Let me say that again. Do not expect for, see, this is the thing. We want a quick microwave, plug in a number, 3 minutes, and then it's over with. No, don't expect those unresolved feelings to be resolved overnight. When you've been holding on to them, you've been holding on it for years. Matter of fact, you've grown comfortable with your unforgiven self of the situation. So now, I shouldn't be going to this. Don't be expecting that to be you've been holding on for years. You walk around with it. You became a little purse with it. You even start bragging about it. I ain't forgive them for what they did. And now when it's time to forgive yourself and then that situation, this is what's going to happen. Pay attention. I know this. This is what's going to happen. It's going to feel a little strange because you've grown comfortable in your unforgiveness. You've grown comfortable in your unforgiveness. You grow comfortable in your unforgiveness. You've grown super comfortable. And now what happens is, if you're not careful, you got to replace that unforgiveness that you feel so that you can be light with compassion. With compassion. Oh, I'm talking to you. I feel like Denzel, I'm talking to you. I'm telling you this. You got to forgive yourself. You got to let it go. But when you let it go, don't pick it back up. You got to do like the dance. Drop it like it's hot. Because you end up letting it go. And because it don't feel right, you end up saying, I knew they wouldn't know good. Look how they acting now. Woo, boy. Yeah, boy. LDA. Good thing. Let me get this question. LDA, forgiveness is difficult, especially when the person continues to upset you. Let's address this, and this will be the last one. Let's dissect what she said, what's being said right here. Forgiveness is what? Let me do this. This is a good one. Good one. Ha. When you listen to what I'm about to say, it would all make sense. And I ain't got no cash apps. I ain't got no super chats. I can't get no jerk chicken. I got to pay for a new this and that. I got to pay my editor. I'm going to give this one. There you go. There's the cash app and there's super chat. Let me say this. LDA. Let's break this sentence down. Forgiving is a what? Verb, or it's moving to difficult is a verb or verb. Who told you that forgiveness is difficult? Let's start there. LDA, forgiveness is difficult, period. Let's stop right there. When you change your perception that forgiveness is easy, who told you it was difficult? Who lied to you? In the words of my great beloved Malcolm X, who has bamboozled you to believe that forgiveness is a hard thing, it's a difficult thing? Who's told you that? Who's lied to you? Who's tricked you into believing that forgiveness is difficult? Change perceptions, especially when the person continues to upset emotion. Change your perception, And I know it's going to be hard. I know you ain't heard this nowhere, but this is manifested in the game 101. I changed my perception that forgiveness is easy. Let me say that again. No, wrong, Kenosha. Pain is difficult, but forgive. No. Who told you that who told you that forgiveness is difficult? Who convinced you of that? That's what we first need to deal with. Second of all, if they continuously upset you, no one can continuously upset you. No one can continuously upset you unless you allow them to. Let me say that again. No one can continue to upset you if you don't allow them to. The only reason why, and you may not like my answer, but it is the truth of the matter. They can only upset you because you're upset inside. Let me say that again. The only reason why someone can upset you is because on some degree you are upset inside. So let's deal with this. I'm going to break this down. First, we will realize that let me change my perception. It is easy to forgive. Second of all, let me change my perception about the person. Second of all, change my perception about the person. I know this goes against everything that you heard and what you said and what your mama said, what your cousin said, and what Sally Raphael said, and what Oprah said, and what Gail said, and what News Channel 3 said, and what CBS said, and what TMZ said. Forgiveness is easy when you change your perception of what forgiveness is. Next, you got to change your perception of the person. This person cannot ever, outcast, ever upset me. They cannot continuously upset me. There's nothing that they can do to upset me. Nothing. I don't care. Nothing. Nothing. The only reason why it upset you is because on some level, this person is you. It is you. The only reason you get upset is because you see something in you and them that reminds you of you. And when you resolve it in you and say, why do I get upset at John Blow? The reason why I get upset at John Blow is because something in me reminds me every time he sits down at that stinking table and eat that doggone food and he smack on his mouth over it, just irritates my guts. It gets on my last nerves. Why does it get on your last nerves? And why haven't you resolved that inside of you? The moment you change your perception of John Blow and say, manifestation, this person can never, ever, really ever, never, ever, really ever, sure enough, ever upset me. You give in that statement, and I know it's a valid question. In that statement, you give your power away by saying that this person continuously upset me. They don't have that power. You gave it away by saying that they continuously upset you. Why would you give your power away like that? Why would you settle like that? You have to change your perception first of yourself. My perception of myself that it's easy to forgive others because it's easy to, you got to put on your Maya Angelou voice. It's easy to forgive myself as it is to forgive others. I know that didn't sound like her. And then I change my perception of others. And now I give my power back to me. There's nothing this Negroette or Negro can do that can upset me. Now, this takes time to do, but it starts in you. Hello. Holla. It starts where? In you. So let's break down this sentence one more time for those who look in the back of the stadium. I see you back there. I see you. I see you. I see you. I see you. Let me switch my camera. Thanks, Jano. Let me switch my camera. I see you. So let's pay attention to this. It says LDA. Let's reframe it. LDA, forgiveness is easy for me, especially when the person continuously don't upset me. Let me say that again. Let me say that again. What's going on, Victoria? Let me say that again. Let me read this. LDA, forgiveness is easy for me. See how I'm reframing that sentence? Especially. What's going on? What's going on, China White? Shout out to you. Especially when the person is continuously loving me, caring for me, doing everything I like to do. It is easy. It's easy. It just becomes easy. I don't know why. I wake up every day and it's become easy. So forgiveness becomes easy for me. Oh man, you end up telling me, man, I forgive. I forgive because you forgive yourself first. So it becomes easy for you to forgive others when you forgive yourself. And then you take the sting out of it. And then the person, who is this person but you? So what you're saying is, let me read it. Let me say it another way because I want you to get this. What you're saying is this. It's hard for me to forgive the other person it's hard for me to forgive myself when I'm constantly upsetting myself. That's what that's really saying. That statement on there is what it's saying. It's hard, it's difficult for me to forgive myself when I constantly upset myself. Bing bong. Bing. Hello. Holla. Let me read that again. LDA. Forgiving myself is difficult, especially when I'm constantly upsetting myself. See how I took the person out of there? See how I took that person out of there? The person is none of your damn business. When you make it the other person, you make it taking your power away from you. When you make it about the other person, you're taking your power. So you're saying now it's easy to forgive myself when I'm constantly forgiving when I'm constantly not making myself upset. If you got what I'm saying right now, y'all need to put a number 2 in the chat room. I done gave you some real, my God, man. Y'all need to, this right here, tell them John and W the Dean, this ain't ready for this. Vicky said, forgiveness always been easy for me. It's the not giving my power away is hard part. Self-worth. Correct. Aha. So if forgiveness is easy for me, write confessions. It's the not giving my power away. Haha. I can never give my power away because I'm always power. And then look, and then we take the thing out, we take the word hard part. It's take the not and take the hard out of the part. Let's take that out. It's the giving my power away. Switch this sentence around. Oh, you can't see them. You can't see my cursor, but it's changing the sentence. Forgiveness has always been easy, as it's always easy for me always to keep my power. And that's the easy part. Take the negative words out of there and change them into the positive. Change them into the what? Positive. You got me want to comb my beard. You know what I'm saying? What? Y'all got me pushing this to 146. What? Forgive you. The confession is right. Forgiveness is always easy for me. I always keep my power is the easy part for me. I always keep my power is the easy part for me. I always keep my power. That's the easy part. What? Forgiveness is the easy part. And what? Forget. Keep my power is the easy part. Oh man, I always do that. Because it has nothing to do with anybody else. It's you. What did I say? What did I say in one of my books? Lawrence said, D. Adams said in one of his books, one of his first books that he did dedicated to his father. He said, be honest with yourself first, because everything else is just an illusion. So when you're honest about this situation and you really get your perception correct about you, that you perceive yourself that it's easy to forgive, but you also perceive that it's easy for you to keep your power. Perception is your reality. Perception is reality. This has been a great show, and I did this on the fly, and I'm tired and go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning. Back up, and I would talk messaging John O when we trying to figure stuff out to do this correctly and everything like that. Baby, it's these shows right here that I go in on. So if you really got something from this, I want to thank everyone for showing up. Hit that Cash App, hit that Super Chat. Thank you for all the new people, Royce. Thank you for showing up. Thank you to oh, you got married. Thank you to Victoria, everyone who's been listening to new people. Son, go ahead. Good to see you. Sigma, everybody. Kenosha, thank you so much. Beautiful animator, you started this up. I appreciate that, because it need to be talked about. You hindering your own manifestation. It's you. And ain't got nothing to do with your mama, your daddy, your boyfriend, your ex-girlfriend, your cousin. It had nothing to do with none of them. It's you. When you can look your beautiful self in the mirror and say, it's me. It's me. I know. I got to change my perception of myself. Let me say this. Let me get one more thing to this last sentence. You got to believe that you deserve to forgive yourself, and you are worthy of being forgiven. And you're worthy to maintain your power. Oh boy. But that being said, this is Lawrence D. Adams. Y'all got to get me running this thing. I'm working on production. I'm going to tighten it up even more. What you're going to see coming up. I was at the last minute today working on this. So you see me doing the camera switch, the camera switching. I'm going to get it down to the point where you're going to be like, wow, LDA, you doing it, baby boy. You doing it. You doing it. You doing it. You doing it. See, I got that. Yeah, you doing it. So you'll see some more stuff coming in. I promise you. This, we all about upgrade over here. You ain't see nothing yet. I'm about to switch my whole studio around. So with that being said, you know what this happens? It's that time. Lawrence D. Adams. We out.
Better hit that Cash App, hit that PayPal, hit that Cash App and send some love by way. Lawrence D. Adams, baby. Love ya. A lot of people who need to forgive themselves.
Tell me what you want, babe. Look at what you got, man. Tell me what you want, babe. Look at what you got, man. Tell me what you want, babe. And you'll get it. Look at what you got, man. Don't forget it. Tell me what you want, babe. And you'll get it. Look at what you got, man. Don't forget it. Tell me what you want, babe. And you'll get it. Look at what you got, man. Don't forget it. 'Cause I can give you what you need. I'll be your fantasy. I got you. Tell me what you want, babe. Then come get it. Tell me what you want, babe. Go get it. Man, don't forget it. Babe, and you'll get it. Man, don't forget it. Babe, and you'll get it. Man, don't forget it. Babe, you'll get it. Man, don't forget